Brodes Media.
So many things to say. So many. Where do we begin? Okay. The first quarter. For once, we were able to enjoy points. Right? A touchdown. That's incredible. Why do you think that is? Don't you think when you pass as beautifully as they passed, that equals their ability to start out fast? I'm just saying. And I can't believe that last week I actually started to get sucked into the reality here that they needed last week to happen. I'm actually believing that Brandon Graham is somewhere smiling, shaking his head up and down, nodding, understanding he did it. His master plan. This was very thought out and methodical because you can't run away from it if the whole town and the whole world is discussing the locker room issues behind closed doors. Somewhere Brandon Graham is smiling because his team responded. The best you could ever possibly imagine it happening. If you typed out the best case that could happen after that type of turmoil, it's what they did to the Steelers. Yo, a 10-plus minute drive for this baby to be wrapped up. Done. Finished. 10-plus minutes to Mike Tomlin. You do not do that unless you are real. And duh, they're real, but no. I mean real. Huge difference. And I love that Jalen steps to the podium with the blingest bling my eyes have ever seen and goes, "Is that what you guys wanted?" Dude, if we got to be made to be out the bad guys, then so be it. AJ said it best too. If I have to play that role, okay. Well, if they want to say fuck you to the media and fuck you to some fans, and they internalize that because they do, Mr. Rat Poison? No. Mr. Use as motivation. And same applies to Nick. But I even have in front of me right now a notebook that has a bullet point second on the page. So that means actually I should have gotten to that by now. And instead I somehow got off the track for 5 minutes. So I wish I didn't admit that. That's how this damn brain of mine works. But number 2 on my list after the passing equals 10 points in the first Q is this. An apology to Nick Sirianni. What? I know. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Nick. I was wrong. You're a damn good coach. I wrote you off. I was wrong. When you maximize his strengths, I love it. I do. The loudness, the obnoxiousness, all of that, all the stuff that was bothering me when they were losing, when they put it together because of the leader that he is, and he sets the tone because of that, when it's rolling in the right direction, I could see why Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman wants that to be their head coach. And I'm really enjoying this. So I'm sorry, Nick Sirianni. You proved me wrong. You flipped me the double bird. Said, fuck you. I'll take it. It's what it is. And I think his style was legitimately described in every way, shape, or form throughout this past week. And really, when you just looked at the 60-minute effort against Pittsburgh, we sort of mentioned the Devontae Smith answer in passing. But if you think about it deeper, uncomfortable conversations can break and fracture relationships. It's not easy. It's a very difficult thing to do. Think about how they all rallied together during that time. That's a Nick Sirianni thing. The connection, brotherhood, love, family. Nick Sirianni is why you are able and even possible to sit down with said teammates and discuss things that you know may get someone angry, get someone pissed, bother someone. A lot of egos, a lot of money. That's what we're discussing with some of these athletes. A lot of ego and a lot of money and a lot of entitlement. And you have to somehow marry those feelings and emotions for a common goal. Nick Sirianni does that. Now let's go to Get Up on ESPN, their little round table breaking down the Eagles. Here we go.
Ridiculous how good they are. By the way, the best part of their team is on the other side of the ball.
Is their defense. Are the Eagles the best team in the NFL, D. Wood?
Yes, they're the best team right now. Number one, they're the healthiest, so it pays to be healthy at this time of year. But they're loaded all over the place. And Rex is right. Defensively, I mean, listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers had like one explosive play in the passing game. They had 0 explosive runs. Okay, so as much as we want to talk about, Philadelphia in the passing game, how about the Philadelphia Eagles defense and how they just completely dismantle the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, who, oh, by the way, have been kind of getting cranked up over the past month or so. So, listen, this is a complete team, and they're going to be they're a wagon. They're going to be tough for anyone to beat.
I still think it's Buffalo. I like Buffalo as the best team in the league right now in terms of Josh Allen making. How does Josh Allen make that offense play?
Oh, Teddy! Boo! Boo! Get your ass out of here with that nonsense. D-Wood! D-Wood's got some brain cells, baby. This team is gross. That defense, I was losing my mind. Swear to God, I'm not even overstating this. This is truly the way my body was shaking with those 3 and outs. And I'm sitting there with my daughter, and we're just hanging out. We lay on the floor. She's got all of her toys. She watches every game with me. It's the best feeling in the entire fucking world. And we're screaming at the TV, right? She doesn't know what's going on. When the defense was popping and when the defense was getting stops, Darius Slay, he looks like he's Quinyon Mitchell's age. He don't look 52 no more. Now, occasionally when he has to hobble off to the sideline, but he's playing. The Darius Slay slander that we have processed for multiple years from the haters never made sense to me. For him to be playing this elite at this age still is mind-blowing. And yeah, maybe 2-7 is inspiring him and giving him that next adrenaline rush. You got to keep up with me. I'm CB1. Within love, of course, within great competition. But I think that has been a healthy reminder for Darius Slay. You can still ball in this league, and you can hang. Because he has added another punch from where he was when the non-haters were defending him. He hasn't always been ew like this. But this is no joke. 4th downs, big plays 2 weeks ago. And now you're bringing such crazy intensity against a Mike Tomlin team. Even without George Pickens. I get it. No George Pickens. But just an unreal effort. An unreal way to go out there and annihilate a very well-coached Pittsburgh team when Lane Johnson has to battle with TJ Watt. And Lane brought up. Yo, this guy's different. I didn't even worry about one other thing going on throughout the entire game. I had my eyes focused on one man and one man only. And that's sort of how you have to lock in to elite versus elite like that. But Lane did his thing, and Lane answered more times than not. There's some stats flying around out there that he had zeros across the board due to a technicality. We watched that one minor sequence where he jumped early because of the threat of TJ Watt. And then there was one where TJ Watt got behind the right side of the line and forced his way to get to Jalen Hurts. So I saw it with my two eyeballs. But I did see Jalen Hurts play such a sharp game. Whew. I'll say it with everybody else in town. If he plays like that, that's a Super Bowl star. That's what that is. That's a Super Bowl winning star. If that's the way he can throw. And I believe that's in there. It's just how do you manage the consistency? They got away as a team with the passing game because their identity was fulfilled with the run game and how dominant it was. You open up the next layer to this roster and how they can fully reach the best level of football they can reach. You open up that door and the passing game delivers. It's just as elite as the run game. And it's just as elite as your defense. That's how strong your passing game can be. Devontae and A.J. Brown is a 1-2 punch. I mean, what are we talking about here? I just want that to marinate and why there's been so much angst towards what they were missing. Yeah, they were good here and there, but if they don't fully get to the third layer to this team, there is still something left to be desired. If they get there, holy hell. Bend them over. One man once said. That was me. We have a drop here somewhere. Holy hell. Bend them over!